Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well, safe and sound, taking good care of yourselves, washing your hands, your feet, your elbows, and your hair, and staying about 5 kilometers away from every other human being, and making sure that you stand in line for about 4 or 5 hours just to get some bread and butter. And these are all good practices that the world has been waiting for years, thousands of years, in order to come to this level of civilization and connection. So I congratulate you all and ourselves, myself, to have shared such extraordinary moments in history, which I'm sure we're all proud of. So, having said that, Tonic Gia says, "How are you finding self isolating?" I'm not self isolating, I'm just isolating the others. I'm okay, I'm free. I go anywhere I go, I just stay away from others. So I'm isolating them. And David says, Mehran on Monday. Yes, again. And don't you guys forget the protocol, for heaven's sake. What happened? There is a quarantine, yes, but we still got to introduce ourselves. So please go ahead, keep the protocol alive. Danny says, aloha, aloha, mahalo. Where have you been, Danny? Chris Wright says, hello, Mehran, Mail 23 Boston. Thank you for that. Good to see you again. I miss all your streams last week. Bad timing. Yeah, I understand. In fact, for the past 2 days, I haven't had streaming. I've been busy with the timing was not working. Either something I had to do or had to attend to, or I had clients on Skype, and so they would. I had to give priority to them, as it was the appointments were made, discussed to be made at a certain time. So, having said that, I'm here and look forward to have a good chat with you guys. I hope that you're all safe and doing well. Nazra says, hi Mehran, how are you doing this afternoon? Nazra from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Thank you very much, Nazra. That's 21, is it? Nazra 21, Atlantic City. F21, Atlantic City. And Tonic Gia says, damn, here in UK, you can't leave unless you go to get essentials or to work if you're a key worker. Oh, what are you doing up so late? 8 hours. Must be 1 o'clock in the morning, no? And Tonic, don't forget the protocol. I need that. It would be nice. David, Dallas 24 mail. Thank you for that. Emmanuel, mail 27 Boston. Thank you for that. And he says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Emmanuel. And Tonic Gia says, police can fine you, and take legal action. Yeah, I think UK is on a different schedule, different instructions. So far, we here in Canada are free to roam around, but we observe the instructions by the government, which is basically stay away from each other. Don't look, don't talk, don't feel. But we can smile, but if you have got mask on, nobody can see it. So everything is kind of incognito. Spiritually, we are all connected. so, so far, thank God, it's all right here. We go pretty disciplined when we want to go to stores. We all of us, as I've seen, observe the 2 meter distance, whether in line or in stores. We all maneuver around when we're passing by each other in the streets. And we don't go out unless we have to. And sometimes late at nights I go for a walk, or we if it's sunny, I might have the chance to meet up with my son and his dog, and we hang around a little bit, and that's beautiful. That's very fun. Or we go for maybe a bubble tea if it's open. It's been closed for a week. So nothing, but it is, of course, concerning for business and all that. We don't know how long that lasts, but government is trying to help. So we're all doing our best all around the world, I guess. So, let's see. And who do we have here? We have Sid. Sid from Estonia says, hello, General. Hello, Captain. Male 32, Estonia. How are things, Sid? Emmanuel says, Chris. Oh, talking to Chris. And Tony, or Tonic, says, oh, sorry, male 22. Thank you. Danny Astro says, male 44, made the big move to HNL, Hawaii. Oh, from HNL to Las Vegas. Been a year now. Oh, really? So from Honolulu, yeah, is that HNL stand for? You went to Las Vegas. What are you doing there? Why would you leave Hawaii? It's paradise. It's my hometown. I love Hawaii. I'm just doing everything I can so I can get back there and live there the rest of my life. This is the place I want to be. Come on, guys. Move on your ass. Go make lots of money and make appointments with me, and encourage more people to show up, and pay the channel whatever you can, $2 million each. I want to go to live in Hawaii. What's going on? I can do the same thing there. Get busy, guys. Promote the channel. All right. We've tried everything. Let's try the fear tactic. I get the ugly stick. Where is it? Where's the ugly stick? We need some money here. No. Nazra says, yes. Sorry, Nazra, 21, Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's so boring because we can't leave the house unless you're an essential worker. I hope this will goes away as soon as possible. I think God is so mad of us. No. That's how they controlled us every time in the whole history, by saying, oh, this plague is because God is upset at you, so they controlled us. Let's don't fall for that, but I know you mean well. Let's hope that we're all blessed and we all escape from this, whatever the heck it is, and we destroy it. Sid says, things are good in personal life. Aha. Outside of it, the whole world is anxious. I'm guessing with what's going on. Yes, of course, yeah. And Danny Astro says, yes, it is paradise, but too expensive to live there. Yeah, of course. And right now, probably very hard hit. So, everywhere is hard hit. I look at my favorite hotel in Maui on the live cam. It's closed. It's like nobody there. Everything is closed. So it's unfortunate. I guess sometimes when we are facing misery, disaster, and atrocities of some kind, or situations, hazardous situations and challenges to this level, we begin to see how amazing. Who's this again now?
Okay.
Siri, 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 shut up, Siri. What's going on? I didn't talk to you. I was talking to my friends here. I can't tell you. I mean, we're not going to continue this relationship. You know what? I'm breaking up with you. The hell with you. Unfortunate. I'm sorry. Was I too rough? She butts in. I can't have a free time. It's been happening 3 times, 4 times now. You know, suddenly it comes alive. All right. And so, let's see, where was I? Yeah, and then we realize how wonderful all those little problems that we were thinking it's a devastation actually were. Piece of cake. So what? The girl left you. So what? The guy left you. So what? You lost your job. Here it is. You lost your job. You can't see your girlfriend even if you have one. You can't see your boyfriend if you have one. So, look, it was far better then, right? But we were still moaning and groaning. Now look at this. We could have gathered with friends in coffee shop, tea shop, go play soccer, hang around, buy what we want, where we wanted to go, whenever. Now all those restrictions. So hopefully we'll get rid of this soon and we'll get back to our lives, and then this time enjoy it thoroughly every moment rather than focusing on the past or future that doesn't exist yet. Neither one exists. Past is dead, future doesn't exist. Today is the only thing that is called life, and instead of focusing on that, we've always been either in the past or the future and missed the real actuality of life. So perhaps, hopefully, when this thing is over, we'll all be focused on enjoying the little things in life. That's where life is, into little things. Because there's so many more little things than the big things in life, that if we can learn how to enjoy and be happy because of little things, we'll be a lot happier, more frequently happier than waiting for one big thing happen. I could buy a car, or get promotion, or buy a house, or whatever. Once every few years that happens, right? So let's live for little things, and the quality of life will go higher. I mean, which one do you prefer? To have 1 million pennies? 1 million pennies or $10,000? Which one? Which one? It's the same, isn't it? All right, I up it. 1 million pennies or $5,000? Which one? The other one is pennies. I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but there's so much more of it. So if you appreciate pennies, you'll be richer than if you appreciate just big dollars. That was the moral of the message. Baby Yoga says, haven't gone out in a long time, but I'm getting my free taco tomorrow at Taco Bell. Is that what it is? Free taco for whoever doesn't go out? Chris says, I'm considered essential, so I still have to wake up early every day. It's torture. Well, I'm essential too, but essential after 12. So I wake up. I wake up early, but I see I still got time to become essential. So Richard Hawkins says, nah, she can handle it, lol. Who? What? Where? Did I miss something here? Oh, you guys are talking to each other, I guess. Emmanuel says, Mehran, I'm on laid off Should I wait for my boss to allow me to go back to work again or find another job? Well, that depends on the rules of your country. I don't know what the instruction of your government is. Can you guys go to work and stuff? If I guess if it's all legal and okay with your instructions, why not find another job? And if your boss calls you back, then you go back. Unless you're getting paid from the government for the job that you've lost. Because we here have a mechanism that our Prime Minister just announced that small companies are going to be helped with 75% of the worth of the salary of the employees if they would keep them and not let them go. So everybody would be ready when this thing is over, and people will not lose their positions in companies, and employees don't have to train new ones, and the whole infrastructure would be in place for when this thing goes, finishes, and then we can all focus on the job and everything is in place and nobody has lost their jobs. So the government here is actually exceptionally doing well by helping everyone. The programs that have been announced during the past week or so. Well, we're all waiting for the programs to open, and depending on the qualifications to take advantage of it and benefit from it. Richard says, how do you think life will change after this? Mostly it's going to be mental, and the people would be happy with every little thing that they have. And let's leave it at that. Sam Santosh says, hello Sam, 24, India, male, after long day. Hello Sam. What are you doing up so late? That is what, 6:30, about 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, actually it's so early. Baby Yoga says, the little things are what makes up the big things. That's right. And Alan Nahuliwa says, I recall you said dismissed or ignore your ex-girl to casually move on. Would meditate help move on? Cause I'm 70% moved on at the moment. Yeah, meditation would bring a lot more tranquility, relaxation to you. Your mind will settle, won't be agitated. You'll be more grounded and in control, confident, because you're connecting yourself with the nature's energy, and that is where you will not feel alone. And you feel that, okay, I got a backing. I'm connected to something, and I can feel it through the energy of it, through the tranquility of it, through how my mind feels, and so on. It is very important to meditate for many reasons. To strengthen your mind. Brain is also a muscle. If you give it exercise, it'll become stronger. Like whatever you do of it, it creates a certain state, and that which you will do more often of it will become a naturally condition of your mind by default. Like if you play piano, the more you play, the more synaptic neurons will gear for making you a good piano player by the bridges that are created between the two synaptic neurons to allow that instructions. Neurotransmitters to make you good for what you're practicing. And the more you do it, the more of the neurons will create that same arrangement. And same thing with your mind. If you practice meditation, the more you do it, that becomes the natural default state of your mind. Rather than trying to get into a meditation mode, you will always be in a meditation mode, meaning focused, strong, relaxed, and confident. by not even trying, because you've tried it, you do it every day, every night, and that creates that new way of you being in your mind, the discipline in the mind, the way it will be organized. And then the byproduct of it would be that it would be harder for the mind to fall into the glitch of OCD, intrusive thoughts, and so on, which everybody on earth, every human being, every single human being has intrusive thoughts. Could be all kind of intrusive thoughts, harm intrusive thoughts, responsibility intrusive thoughts, sexual intrusive thoughts, pedophile intrusive thoughts, and none of them you have any kind of a intention to bring it to action at all. It's just intrusive thoughts. Everybody has it. It's just when you have an OCD and you fall into the OCD glitch, then it takes longer for these things to go away. They are constantly there. Because, of course, as you know, what happens then when you have an OCD, there is a signaling malfunction between the frontal cortex and thalamus, which the frontal cortex says, supposedly, whatever, something that's disgusting to you, whatever suggestion or thought or image comes to mind, a person who's not in the OCD glitch, because again, all of us have OCD at one time in the night or another, but the person who doesn't have he's not in the OCD glitch, when there's an intrusive thought, disgusting thought, a thought that is totally, it's not your way of living or your interests or your makeup, then the person who's not in the glitch of OCD will say, oh, what the hell was that? Or laughs at it, or kind of says, ooh, that was a bad thought, and then moves on. But the one which has an OCD, at the time of the intrusive thought, the frontal cortex says, ooh, you're this and that, which is totally not you at all, having to do with anything. Killing someone, pushing someone on the railroad track, or all images of this, or if you're heterosexual, makes you feel like, or you're gay, or images of another man that is you're supposed to kiss, or you should kiss, or is kissing you, or you're having sex with your girlfriend, and another man appears in your mind and just ruins the whole mood. And these are depending on your sexuality, different things are discussing to different people. And when it happens with a person who has an OCD, or in the OCD glitch, because as I said, everybody has OCD at one time or another, when you're in OCD glitch, frontal cortex suggests that image or thought, or let's say that accusation, or brings that question, suggests that. And then your thalamus gets that message, and immediately, in a heartbeat, nanoseconds, knows the answer based on your biology and how everything, the history of your being is, and is clear for it what it is, and responds from the proper fragments, components of the brain, sends a response back, not interested, that's not what my interest would be, and it's insulting to me, or disgusting to me, or signal says, shut that thought down. It's not my lifestyle. But the question comes back again. And the person with OCD wonders, why did this suggestion or thought or image is not disappearing? Because it has OCD, it's counting on these images and thinking that thought has a meaning, has a legitimate presence, has a judgment, that has factuality. And it gets confused. Why? Because it doesn't go away. It says, if it doesn't go away, it's my thought. It might actually mean then I must be gay. And these questions will go on and on, not realizing that the reason that this thing doesn't go away, like when you're not in an OCD glitch, is because frontal cortex is deaf, doesn't get that message that was sent from thalamus, giving him the answer to shut this thought or image down, showing that I'm not interested. It doesn't get that. It's a glitch in signaling. So it keeps sending it. As I said in the other times, it's just like a friend of you asks you, do you want tea or coffee? You say, no, thank you. Then you hear him say again, do you want tea or coffee? He says, no, thank you. He says, do you want tea or coffee? He says, no, thank you. He says, do you want tea or coffee? He says, what the heck? No, thank you. He says, do you want tea or coffee? He says, you wonder, maybe I should have tea or coffee. If you have a weak mind, if you're not realizing that the guy is deaf, he doesn't hear your answer. It's not because you have to have tea or coffee, it's because he just doesn't hear your answer. That's why he's not shutting up. So this is the same in your brain, and you don't realize that you have to understand there is a separation, clear separation between your thoughts and you. In other words, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. Totally separate. The thoughts that you instigate in order to calculate something or design something or accomplish something, draw a plan or do something that you're trying to use it to advance your life and bring about a certain kind of a project to fruition, that's your thinking. But these ones are transient, intrusive thoughts having nothing to do with your desire or your design or your instigation of any kind. They just pop up because of the glitch. Because usually they pop up, everybody has intrusive thoughts, could pop up for whatever reason, and then it shuts down because automatic answer knocks it down and turns the switch off. But the switch doesn't go off in OCD cases. So that is when you should have to remind yourself that thoughts are just thoughts. They're not representation of my biology. They are thoughts, suggestions that have nothing to do with me. It's like I'm walking in the street, somebody calls me, hey, asshole, you're an asshole. I'm not an asshole. I just pass by rather than thinking, oh, if the guy has said so, then must be right. Why? He's got nothing to do with me. He doesn't even know me. He's not part of me. He's not part of my family. I don't even know the guy. So what a person from outside yells out to you, the same as a thought showing up. It's got no connection with you. But you entertain the thought as factual. Why? Because it so happened to be in your house. It so happened to be in the screen of your brain. And you have been since childhood conditioned to think that thought is a source of information, source of facts, which it's false because you never realize they're different thoughts. A thought that is based on the information that you want to use to solve something, that's a different story. The thought that shows up out of nowhere and it's got nothing to do with you, but it brings suggestions, that's transient thought, intrusive thoughts. It's got no relation to you. When you separate thought from yourself and do not respect thoughts as if it's part of you and understand that you have abilities to receive, make voluntarily or involuntarily different kind of thoughts. And one of the abilities that we human beings have is to make thoughts or be an establishment where thought can be created, whether by us purposely when we want to create something or by intrusive thoughts, transient thoughts, pop-up thoughts, just however. Why? Because the ideas are floating around and we are aware of ideas in this world. So they can pop up. When you understand this, that is just because a thought pops up, it has nothing to do in your description, and it has nothing to do with your biology, and focus on this fact that only 30, 40,000 years ago, you learned to think. You learned to speak. So, what were you then before 40,000 years ago? Not a human being? Not knowing your sexuality? Not knowing that you had to eat, you had to sleep, you had to fight, you had to, procreate, and what your interests were, that you loved women, however your sexuality was, you knew it way before thought came to the picture. Human being been around for what? God knows how many million years it started, and when human being became that human being. And they were functioning perfectly. Thought only came along 30,000 years ago. So, are you going to tell me that thought gave you your sexuality? Thought gave you your heart? Thought gave you your kidneys? Your biology was decided before even thought was a capability in a human being. So if you got whatever you have in your biology, through your biology, through the system, through being born, through being created, not from thought, because thought didn't even exist when you were being created in you. So how could you lose it to a thought? If you didn't receive your sexuality from your thought, how could you lose your sexuality to thought, whatever your sexuality is? Think about it. Your mom and dad got together. Papa was in the mood, Mama was in the mood. They had a great time. And one of the sperms was smart and strong enough to get to the ovum. And the electrical pulse was created. Boom! The first thing was created was that the combustion, that spark. That spark was the beginning of your heart. Tell me, was there a thought involved in there? They just made love. The spark just created. In order for the rest of the things to be created, the heart had to be there. There is no brain, there is no thought to be even a possibility. Then the rest of the organs, I don't know what came next, liver, bones, I don't know what. They all came together. Kidney, liver, then your thingy, whatever your sexuality is, that was created. And was there a thought? No, you're even not born yet. So thought wasn't even in the picture when every part of you was being designed and created in your mother's womb. So are you telling me your heart, your kidney, your liver, your sexuality, your genitals was created by thought? Thought wasn't even in existence when these things were being created. Then you were born, still no thought, just instinct. Crying or food or whatever, that's it, yeah? No thought. And even a year later, you're beginning to just recognize things. So where was thought? And all this time you didn't have your thingies? You did. You had your heart, you had your liver, you had your hands, you had everything, and you had your genitals, and you had your sexuality already created. So none of them have to do with thoughts. So when a thought pops up to your mind, questioning your sexuality, the idea of it, you just say, fuck off. You were not even there when I was born, let alone a million years before 30 years ago. There were still humans, and you weren't even in existence at all. And in me, I was created before I could even know what thinking is. So understanding all these things helps you to notice that thought popping up in your head, questioning about anything, whether pushing somebody over the railing to in front of a train or harming someone, or that if you're a heterosexual, questioning that you're homosexual, or whatever your gender is, suggesting the opposite of it, doesn't make sense, and it cannot change you. I'm worrying about, oh, I'll be gay. How? Because I thought, well, thought wasn't there when you became a heterosexual. It wasn't thought that gave you your sexuality. So it can't be thought that it could take it away or change it now, yesterday, or tomorrow, or ever. It's already casted in stone. It's already created through your biology. Then you can rest and say, okay, now, so the problem is not that I should ever question my sexuality. I am who I am, who I've always been, and I'll always be this. So what's the problem? The problem is the annoyance of these thoughts. How am I going to stop these thoughts? Then you get to the next part that says, you just simply ignore them. And ignore them so much that eventually they see there's no takers here. They don't play with me. They don't take me seriously. These ideas, that thoughts pops up. Then eventually they fall by the wayside. Then you watch many of the researchers and specialists, psychologists and doctors telling you that these are just intrusive thoughts, that everybody in the world has it. Only the OCD people will fall into a glitch and they actually believe their thoughts. And that's the problem. The believing. The reaction to the thought is the problem. But the thought can never, ever do any change in you, ever. If that was the case, I would ask for, I don't know, more viewers. And it would work in a second. It doesn't. I still have to do the work. So thought is just an ability when you actually have something to do with it, let alone the ones that you don't have anything to do with, the transient thoughts and intrusive thoughts. It's just something that is created without your intervention at all, but like eyesight. You can see things. That's an ability. But doesn't mean anything that you see is actually describing you, or you have anything to do with it, or you wanted it to be there, or you created it to be there, or it describes you. You just simply say, I don't like to see that. You look the other way. Thought is the same. When it shows up, you're the boss. You're supposed to judge all your capabilities. Thought shows up, you judge it. I'm not interested in that. You move on. Not that I'm not interested, but let me see what it is. What are you doing here? Well, that's not me. Let's debate about it. No, you don't debate with an asshole. You don't debate with something that actually in reality doesn't exist. Thought has no existence. It's just an idea that has come up for no reason, got nothing to do with you, so you leave it at that, nothing to do with me. And you just ridicule it, and you pass by. And eventually, it realizes that you actually say, let me beat you to the punch. What kind of idea do you have? That I'm a homosexual? Okay, you imagine, okay, all right, I am. And I imagine even worse than what you bring to my mind. And you can see that nothing changes, and then eventually you beat the thought to the punch that wants to torment you. You just go further than that, and you become insensitized to it. And then you allow the thought to be there because it's a thought. It's like the ocean's got lots of debris, shit, this, that on it. I let them be, but I navigate my boat in a way that it'll just take me where I want to go. I recognize the debris and the garbage on the surface of the water, but I don't have nothing to do with it. Naturally, I just move on. That's what you do. Thoughts show up, you recognize them. So, okay, oh, you're there. Okay, fuck it. You do your thing, and you navigate your life. Stay in the moment, because moment is the real actuality. Thought is in the memory. Memory is the past. Past is dead. Actually doesn't exist, and that thought that comes from a non-existence of the past doesn't exist either. It's just an illusion, an image that is popped up because of malfunction. Some weird thing that is all human beings is. Intrusive thoughts. You ignore it, belittle it, laugh at it, move on, focus on your life, be in the present moment, and live your life in the now, and that takes you out and shows the thought that there is no interest here, eventually falls by a wayside. There's a lot more to talk about this HOCD and OCD in general, which I will eventually maybe make a longer video that describes from A to Z of it. And for the past few weeks, I've been writing lots of, so I've got a pamphlet so big, probably I'll make it available for all of you in case anybody has these sort of questions and thoughts and concerns, and you could have it. And in the meantime, I might make a video that it could be elaborate, maybe in many different parts, as I have sort of completed my research on that. And of course, I will put links of many of the doctors and specialists that you can also watch their videos and be assured that you are who you are. You've always been, you'll always be, and these are just thoughts, nothing but the thought. Just ignore them until they eventually give up. That's the cycle of it. Now, let's see, who do we have here? Richard says Siri can handle rejection. Yeah, I guess so. Sam says, here in India, everything is locked down. No business people are staying inside houses. I have little unknown fear about what's happening now. Yeah, of course, everybody has uncertainty and fears right now, and fear is the roots of all problems, including what I was just talking about. Danny says, story to share. About this time last year, I was very heartbroken. I listened and watched your videos. I focused on what I could control, and I focused on myself. Right now, I'm very happy and moved on. Good for you. And we got 12 people here, guys. Why don't we just click on like, if you will, before you forget. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Chris says, Mehran, I'm still upset about my ex and every girl I tried to be with, since either can't hang out because of Corona or end up ghosting me. Well, right now it's not a time to look for a girlfriend. Just, enjoy yourself, spend the time. I don't know, maybe everybody has long distance relationships right now or through, I don't know, Skype or whatever it is that the system you use. And of course you will be upset because you have nothing to do and all you can think of is the past, because there's nothing new is out there for you to engage in. While you should try to find things new and stay with life and the moment, and however it is that you can manage, find some things that are not about the past, because when you're not active, you have got nothing to do. So you sit down. Where do you travel? You travel in your mind, in your memories. What's there? Stuff that you actually don't want to have anything to do with it, especially these days. So that's a byproduct of being stuck at home. You start thinking. Mind, the more you limit the body, the more agile the mind comes. Just imagine, if you tie yourself with a rope, the tighter you tie yourself with the rope, the more active the mind becomes. So now that you're all in a lockdown, so to speak, limited in physical activity, so to speak, so the more intrusive thoughts, the more activity in your mind, the more agility in your mind happens. So be prepared for that. Do more meditation, calm yourself down, get busy with, reading something, watching something, and don't give into anger or hate right now, ever, but especially right now, and make it all be a balancing act. Try to be a balancing power, balancing energy in your community. All right. Everybody says kudos to Danny, and that's good. And Baby Yoga says 70%. I don't think that's how it works. All right. Alan says, thank you so much. We'll start doing meditation. Well, if you guys really are serious, I can maybe have a guided meditation for you guys, and we can all do meditation at certain times when we have at least 30 people here, and then we can have that, we can get that going. Excalibur says, having sex with your girlfriend and a man appears in your mind and it ruins the whole mood. Yeah, right. And Tambi says, same here, Chris. Oh, Tambi's talking to Chris. Excalibur says, hola, Mehran. Hope you are well, dear. Well, thank you very much, Excalibur. I hope you're all well as well. Well as well. And Chris says, I feel like I need to redeem myself for what happened with my ex, for my self-conscious and self-esteem confidence. And Muhammad Abs says, hi sir, hope you're okay. Can you explain about imposter syndrome? What is it, sir? Imposter syndrome. What are you talking about? Are you talking about intrusive thoughts? Because thoughts are the imposter and they're not you, and you got to know that. I don't know what exactly you mean. Elaborate, please. And hope you're well, Muhammad. Muhammad, you're from Egypt, yeah? Is it? Am I right or am I wrong? Or from somewhere else? You haven't been here for a while, I know that. Randy says, as always, thank you. You're welcome, Randy. Tammy says, yeah, man. Okay, you're talking to somebody else. Okay. Excalibur says, okay, you guys are talking to yourself. What am I doing here? Tammy says, I'm actually on a night shift right now, watching over a traffic tunnel, but everything is fine. I feel, okay, you guys are talking to each other. That's good. Emmanuel says, when you named one of your books Transient Thoughts, by transient, were you referring to the actual movement and origin of the thought? No, we're talking about intrusive transient thoughts. The thoughts that everybody gets and then don't know what that is and gets bamboozled. Excalibur says, that was a damn good explanation of OCD. Did you struggle with it in the past, Mehran? Very good knowledge. Yes, of course. Everybody did. I had OCD like coming out of everywhere. I don't know. The only thing is that I just didn't think of it. I said, okay, that's what it is. You know, I got to do, have a tick on my neck maybe. Okay. I got to make a sound. Okay. It was school time. I wasn't questioning it. I was just saying, okay, that's what it is. So I go along with it. Even, if you wanted to write something, you would just write it in such a way and rewrite it on top of that line and again and again, and until there would be a hole in the paper. So, yeah, I had OCD. Definitely. Usually when the mind is overactive, very active, OCD is going to be part of it. The transient thoughts and intrusive thoughts are going to be part of it's part of every human being's brain anyhow. But the ones who have OCD, that combined together, kind of it becomes a little bit challenging. And then, but if you have a core belief about yourself and you're not willing to have anything attack that, even though if it sounds so real or seems so real, you just protect that core belief, then you will eventually overcome it. Even if you don't, it just won't affect you the way it would affect the people who actually believe their thoughts. If you even believe your thoughts, but you eventually disbelieve them because you have such core belief that you are going to protect it, dead or alive, to death. That's your mission. Therefore, what you have to realize is that, and how can I get rid of this? What are these? They're annoying, they bother me. Then that would be a different journey. It's annoying and disgusting, but it's not threatening because you've already have a decision and have a core belief that is going to protect it, and you're sure of that forever. But now you got to deal with what the hell is this? Then, of course, then you go through life. That was like childhood. And then you go through life and you come up with different kind of OCDs. Because when the OCD is there, regardless of what is going to be an OCD respond to it, whatever kind of intrusive thoughts it will be, because OCD is there, is going to react. The OCD is going to be part of it. Then you got to recognize that this is OCD. It's not me, it's OCD. That kind of relaxes you. Whether it's about washing hands, number of times, so many times, or touching things, all kinds of OCD. Everyone has intrusive thoughts and OCD in this world. And knowing about what it is and separating thoughts with your biology, separating thoughts and you, it'll all be the knowledge that you can use. And of course, there's so many doctors and therapists and so on that can help you with that if you wanted more information. And I have finished my little pamphlet about this particular type, which is homosexual OCD, HOCD, a pure OCD, SOCD, sexual OCD. And along with the pamphlet and the way that I will put the video together, it would be very informative. And once you get to know the nature of this, then you'll relax, because then the jig is up. You have learned and figured out what the hell this thought is that has got nothing to do with you. Now you will downgrade it and you'll not be so sensitive about it. And there are other techniques that, of course, the psychologists and psychiatrists have talked about it so brilliantly. And when I make that video, I've made a bunch of videos, but they're short ones, like 20 minutes, 14 minutes, so on. But this elaborate video, which would be my presentation of how to deal with this thing, if I ever get around to it and organize it and make it, I will also include the links of all these specialists that have brilliantly helped and described their version and their way of explaining it. Because the idea is not about, oh, it's me that is helping people. No, the idea is that to have a complete arsenal of knowledge to make that look of the intrusive thoughts or HOCD or transient thoughts, to make that look of it become with no teeth anymore, like just becomes benign. It's got no threat, no fear into it anymore. Why? Not because it changed its nature, because you have understood its nature is bullshit, is a puff, is a fear reactionary, like you're reacting to the fear of what you not having what you love and you always loved and you are and you always will be. When you understand that it is a fear-based, it's rooted in thought, and thought doesn't exist, and you're reacting to something that really doesn't exist at all, either in physical form or in you, in your biology or in your lifestyle, then you will relax. But you gotta be able to separate thought and you. And when I finish it, there would be a couple of interesting surprises that I don't think anywhere else has been mentioned, which if you go deep enough in my information sharing with you, understanding the psyche and where thought comes from, and then you'll be free. You'll be free. You'll be free from mind. You'll be free from thought. The freedom from mind. Don't take your mind that it's all-knowing. No, it's got lots of shit in it. And don't be bamboozled by it. Don't be... Freedom from thought is your mission. Intrusive thoughts and HOCD, all just thoughts. They've got no reality. No teeth, no actuality, nothing. Bullshit, nonsense. But you get bamboozled because you love who you are, what you are, and you're always fearful of losing it, because we have been always raised in a paranoia environment. We have been conditioned to have paranoia in everything. We've been conditioned to beg for what we want. Begging God, begging mother, begging teacher, begging father, begging everything, wishing, wanting, I'm not enough, I gotta be more, I gotta do this to get that. All of that was preparing us to have OCD to begin with. That's the stupidity of the systems that we've been raised in and the conditionings that we have received throughout our life from every organization, including our own home, to the teachers, to the policeman, to the governmental rules, to everything else and everybody else, religion and everything who wanted to control us. And we've been living in a state of paranoia. And no wonder when intrusive thoughts comes, which is a malfunction of the brain, because we are like any other electrical system. We have malfunctions, just anything else. But we accept their malfunction. We don't accept ours as if it's, oh, it's my head, I'm perfect because I pray, or because I'm a part of the, I'm a human being, I'm perfect, therefore there can't be anything wrong. So if something weird shows up in my head, I have to believe it. No, we also malfunction. Bloody hell, just like anything else. Accept that. We're not perfect. Our brains are not perfect. But when that happens, because of the paranoia background, we are bamboozled so easily, like a weak-minded, effects of a Jedi trick. Instead of us being the Jedi, which I'm asking you to be, you be the Jedi against your thoughts, against intrusive thoughts, against transient thoughts, against any kind of a OCD that comes. You be the Jedi. Instead, we are the weak-minded, and they are doing the Jedi trick, and we're falling for it. Don't. You're stronger than that. You're the boss. When you recognize these are all abilities, not decrees or judgments or describing your biology, and can have nothing to do with your biology because they weren't even around thought, intrusive thought, transient thoughts, or thought at all when your biology was decided and created, then you'll understand it's all bullshit then. All the accusations and the pop-up thoughts and all that nonsense that you worry about is based on paranoia, fear, and not really understanding that these things don't even exist because they didn't give what you love to have, and they can't take away what you love to have and to be. Simple. Very simple. And they didn't even exist till 40,000 years ago, but we were still human beings before that, way long before that. How did we survive? There was no problem when we didn't have any thoughts and speaking abilities, because then the words had no meaning. But then speaking language came to the picture, and words became a value that nobody could contest it because it was in dictionary, in the records. This word means this. So if that word was uttered by anyone or came to your mind in form of transient or intrusive thought just popped up, you're reacting to the meaning of the word, which is established and you can't contest that. But where the fuck did the word come from? It wasn't you. And word by itself doesn't exist, has no existence. It's the meaning of it that implies to you, gives you a suggestion, and you buy into the suggestion based on the fear that you have not to have what you love to have, not to be what you love to be. These are the forces at work, which when you understand them, you'll say, oh, the hell with them all. They've got no power. I'm the boss. I choose what ignore, what not ignore. Anyhow, if I go on, it'll be another 3 hours. I think that video is going to be a long one because there's so many different aspects of it that I have to discuss. But for now, just understand, this is hopefully will come eventually. So there are 18 of us. Let's click on like, 18 of us. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let me have some tea. All right. Whew. What was that? Excalibur said that was a damn good explanation of OCD. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, we got that one. And M. Sani says, hi, you helped me so much when I broke up with my ex about 4 years ago. Oh, good. I'm still single, though. That's all right. That's all right. Don't have to rush for that. It'll happen. Don't forget the protocol. Let me know where you're tuning in from, how old you are. I appreciate that. Excalibur says, since we are stuck at home, what's your daily routine for now, Mehran? Well, you know, for the past 3 weeks, I've been spending time divided into do a little bit shopping, stocking up some food and water and stuff. Maybe some walk here and there and seeing if my mother needs something to deliver, and writing the stuff that I've been researching, wanting to write, contemplating on connecting the dots of the movement of our mind and how our psyche is reacting, about OCD and the general behavior of the components of the psyche. And so I've been busy writing and editing them and researching, and I watch things, follow the news, and have consultations on Skype, a little bit more than before. And remember, guys, we have over 1,600 videos on this channel. Over 1,600 videos, things to do with thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, order, material process, the movement of our mind, whatever has to do with the makeup of our psyche. We've discussed it among these videos. Then we do use the same knowledge that is the basis of this channel, and then we transfer it and try to use it in addressing challenges such as breakups, emotional hardship, heartbreaks, divorces, and things that has to do again with the way you act and react after your breakups. And of course, we've got over 460 live talks, anywhere from 1 hour to 5 hours straight. And we've been trying to discuss all these live with people around the world. And if that wasn't enough, these are all free, 24/7 pretty much. And if that wasn't enough, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Mindthatseekstruth.com. Same name as the channel, but with the .com at the end of it. And then you can click on the Skype icon, and it'll go to the availability of the hours, and you can make a consultation appointment with me. And for any new client who books a 1 hour appointment, I'll throw in another hour. We'll have a 2 hour session instead of one at that appointment, that booking. And we'll explore what's concerning you. And of course, there is a cheaper version for people who may have a smaller questions, just one question. They can email that. It costs a nominal fee of $10 or something, and then I will record an answer between 4 or 5 minutes to 8 minutes and email that answer, because it can't go any further than that, since the file would be too big and the email can't carry it. And so these are all, and of course my books are available on site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Book of Me, My Psyche, and I highly recommend this book, Me, My Psyche, and I. Gives you insight about lots of things about your psyche, and many more, much more than that, about 60 some odd, 66 chapters. And they're not connected, so you can read them at your pleasure. Open the table of contents, see which one you like to read, and then you read. And you can look at the table of contents before you buy them, and you click another button and it'll let you read the sample chapter, and you'll see if you like the book or not. And there's a book called Transient Thoughts on Me, which talks about the thoughts that comes to your mind and you didn't invite them, you didn't want them to be there, and they're contrary to who you are, and what your lifestyle is, and so on and so forth. And you figure out what they're all about, how to manage them, and so on. And so the support is available for it. There are other goodies on my channel, just on my site. Just go on and check it out and see what you think of it. And so I'm here. This is what I do, Skype consultation for people around the world who need it. And you're welcome to contact me, and we will explore what's concerning you. Having said that, let's go on and see. Excalibur says, okay, we did that. Emmanuel says, I'm studying archaeology. I love it. Oh, great. Enjoy. And male 59 Virginia says, when an individual is in love, they produce oxytocin and endorphin. So how can a person suppress the need of these hormones when a person has broken up with their partner? A very good question, actually. I have a video that actually has discussed this pretty much the way you would probably like to know about it. Let me just see if I can bring it up for you. So I think the name of that video is something like To the Limits of Addiction. Yep, that's the one. I still remembered it. Okay, I'm going to put the link up here for you so you can enjoy it. There it is. Well, you have different chemicals that is created in you when you are in a relationship. The dopamine is created to announce something good is happening, that excitement of something, like you're about to go on a date, or some girl calls you that you like. The idea of something good is happening, it creates that dopamine. Then oxytocin is when you have, like, you hold hand, look into each other, the promise of intimacy and all that, and creates that. The good feeling of serotonin comes next. Then opioid. These are all while you're in the relationship, love and intimacy and so on and so forth. But these are exactly what also externally gets you addicted to it. That's why, because it makes you, your body feels like it needs it to feel good about itself. And so it's like a withdrawal symptoms of these drugs that people take it from out there, alcohol, drugs, and so on, and they get addicted on it. But when they are in a relationship, these chemicals are secreted naturally from the brain, and then you have that need for them. So in other words, they hijack your emotions and supercharge it and get you high. Like when you're on such drugs, outside drugs, which of course everybody should stay away from them, they supercharge your emotion, they hijack your emotion, supercharge it, takes you so up there, you feel so good and high that when it falls down, the only thing you think, you just want to be high again. You're not thinking about how terrible it's doing, how destructive it is, and all that, so forth. When you're in a relationship, you also have similar feelings because you have that withdrawal system, because those chemicals were being produced naturally in you. I'm not sure if I'm actually remembering my video correctly. It's been like a few years ago. I should watch it myself and remember what I said in there. But that's the mechanism of it. And I'm not sure if all those chemicals that I mentioned is naturally secreted by your brain or not. But you watch it and you figure it out. I'll watch it too myself to remind myself. But that's the idea that I have. So how to suppress it? You don't want to suppress it. You just want to focus on life and bring about other things that can create that emotions for you by focusing on your life, not on any outside elements to bring that artificial feelings. But I suggest to you to watch that video because I think I must have been on something then, because I know it was brilliant. And I can't, for the life of me, remember how I organized it. So there it is. That's good thing. The older I get, it's good that I have links and videos. So pretty soon, the number of videos that we have, any question you ask, I just refer you to the answer of your question that I've given a few years back, because I don't remember all the videos that I made right now. So, hope male from Virginia would take the time and to look at that video. Zeno says, "Hey Mehran, hello Lincoln." Says, so my ex-friend, oh yeah, I saw your note, but I never got around to respond to it because I saw it a little bit late this afternoon, or this morning was it? And I said, okay, I'll respond to it, but then one thing came to another and I forgot. Says, so my ex-friend who always wanted us to break up video called me last night. He said she's definitely moving on and more happy than a long time. He told me not to contact her. The hell with him. Who the heck is he? Unless she calls you and says that herself, or he has written authorization to talk on her behalf. But either way, you're not running after her at the moment anyhow. You just follow what it is that you wanted to do and disregard this guy. There's a bunch of losers that are looking like vultures sitting around. And if that woman is interested in vultures and these idiots, better let her go. But that's what he's trying to instill in your mind. Don't pay attention to it. Just attend to your life and whatever you wanted to do, and don't pay attention to what people say. Just be patient. Be patient, see how it unfolds. And you know what? Everybody makes their decisions. If that woman is going to be so stupid to actually reply and comply to such idiots like this guy, who in the right mind would ever call somebody else's boyfriend and make a note that she's happy, going on, never been happy? How the hell do you know? Yeah, it took me 4 hours to understand what was going on between you guys, and this guy suddenly, she's never been happy. So how the hell does he know? He knows shit. He knows nothing. Don't worry about it. Whatever it is, it is. But only an idiot will call another girl's boyfriend to tell him don't get in touch with her. Really? What, do you think that will then give you a better chance? Or she's actually giving you time of day? These are all assumptions that he's trying to put something in your mind. Just don't pay attention. Whatever it is, it is. Either she's going to come back with you, she's going to continue not. You make the decision yourself and don't react to what this guy said. In fact, it could be totally bogus, bullshit, because why would the guy call? If it was true, why would the guy be so nervous about it that you might not? What is he trying to? If the girl has moved on, then she's moved on, so he can try his luck. But why is he calling you? Because he's nervous because she hasn't moved on, maybe. Or she's thinking. Or he wants to clean up the road for himself. Don't pay attention to people. Don't give a damn. Messina says he made me feel like shit. Yeah, that's his mission for his own purposes. Don't worry about him. It was none of his business. That's right. And he could see I'm down. No, you shouldn't be talking to the guy. And you shouldn't have felt even or looked down, at least I hope you didn't, to let the guy know. Don't confide in him. Don't tell him anything. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. And this will go straight back to her. What? Yeah, well, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have even say, everything is good, I'm doing my things. I will still for caring, seems maybe she lined up another guy. No, you don't know that. If she did, she did. That's her prerogative or her decision. But that doesn't mean that then that would make her more qualified for you. No, it makes her less qualified if she has actually done what you think she's done or about to do or wants to do or lining up or whatever. And that guy is just an idiot, probably. But whatever it is, it is. You don't care. You just do your own thing. And since this really hurts Mehran, and in a way was my worst fear. No. It's not your worst fear. It's not your worst fear. You're just playing to the tune of the other people. You considered this yourself. You actually wanted to break up. You actually did break up. You actually were, even last night we were talking about, you were contemplating on what we suggested that you were about to do. And you weren't really too keen on it. So, meaning, now just because somebody has come up with that, suddenly, a hunt is going away. It's a whole caveman programming this still. Hunt is going away. I wasn't really caring about that hunt, but now that it's going away, I may as well get it because I'm programmed to hunt. That shouldn't be good enough reason to hunt anything. If she wants to go, she can go. And I want to see what she's going to line up with. You don't give yourself enough credit, do you? You think everybody else out there, I sound like Jim Kirk right now in Star Trek. Smile, Lincoln. Everything will be okay. If she wants to go, she can go. You don't give enough credit to yourself. You think like, they're lining up for her, just like you. Educated, good position, good job, wealthy. They're lining up for her. Don't sell yourself so cheap. Just have more confidence in yourself, man. No. No. To hell with this guy. This guy has whatever. If she goes with this guy, she's stupid. If this guy thinks that you'll be bamboozled by this, he's stupid. If the girl is really that dumb that is going to choose some idiot who behaves like this guy over you, they deserve each other, and you should have nothing to do with this guy at all. Yeah, and you say, I know she can do whatever, but I spend an afternoon thinking and writing my regret to be learn this apparent fact. You do that for your own reason. You're not doing it, as we talked about, you're not doing it to get her back. You're doing it in order to have a classy exit. And that's what you're looking for. And if that classy exit attempt turned into she wanted to chat, talk, have coffee, okay. But that's not why you're doing it. You're doing it for your own persona, character. That's your plan. It's irrelevant to this idiot calling you or what she's doing or not. It's you. It's about you. I'm trying to get you to notice you. You're noticing every goddamn person out there but you. What she wants to do, what she's all about, what she's doing, and what this guy said. All these are important, but you, your character in this, your role in this is bigger than you're the one who makes the decision if you ever want to even send her anything, write her anything, say anything to her, or just let her go and break up with her and don't even look back. It is you. You're the master in here as far as you can see. Nobody else is. She hasn't done enough to prove that she's worthy of everything that you're really trying to accomplish here for her. But you still want to have a classy exit. That's why you wanted to write that letter. Not for her. Now, regardless of what this guy says or not, nothing changes. I prefer you expressing how you want to express to a woman and have a cordial and classy exit, even though if that woman doesn't understand it or is not capable of, or there's some assholes around her, or she's turning out to be one. It doesn't matter. What's important here is you, not them. You, not them. Did I say you, not them? I want you to remember that. All right. And yeah, I want to feel better. Yeah, you feel better, and you can, and you're deserving to feel better, but you're allowing others to determine how you feel. How you feel is how you think. Change your thinking. Don't give a shit about this guy or her, then you will feel fine. The whole thing is that you're hung up on your desire. Desire for what? If the girl doesn't have enough brain to want to give a serious possibility to what has been a couple of years, if she doesn't have that understanding, she doesn't worth to be around you because she can't build anything. It's a wishy-washy. Okay, let her go. Let her go, and then we'll see where she's going to end up. And you're not supposed to play as her savior. You're supposed to do your thing and just observe and focus on finding another girl if that comes to that. But first, complete whatever it is that you started to do. Sino says the OCD thoughts are coming. Thoughts can come. Doesn't matter. They're thoughts. Don't believe thoughts you're okay. Thoughts are not an instrument of action. They're just thoughts out of fear of you not getting what you desire. And your desire is based on pleasure. They're not detrimental to your life. Your life is within you. You're the boss. You're in control of everything. For your survival, you need nothing. You need your money, your job, you have them. You need a mask, maybe, you have them. I've seen you have them. And you need to appreciate and love yourself, have a little bit of a respect for yourself. Not for them. I guarantee you, she's burning inside and scared that she's losing that chance. If she can't see that, she's not smart enough to be with you. And this guy, it's either stupid and hoping to cause problems, or he's been turned down by her and he's now trying to fan the fire. Don't react to it. You stay on course. Do whatever you want to do. And nothing is going to hurt you if you write that letter for you to read. And when it comes, when things unfolds, you decide if you want to send it or not. But for now, doesn't matter. Don't give a shit about that guy. That's an intrusive person, worth nothing like any other intrusive thoughts. Just creates suggestions, but you don't have to pay attention to it. And they'll fall by the wayside. Just change your thoughts and say, nonsense. Do not believe, don't be weak-minded. Do not believe suggestions, whether inwardly or outwardly. If that's the case, somebody passing by call you, hey, you're an asshole. You're going to believe that. The same thing if your own thought calls you anything or suggests anything. You're not supposed to believe that. Or somebody else, like this idiot. Don't fall for these high school games. Just do whatever you're doing for your own reasons, not for anything else. Nikki says, hi Mehran. Hello, Nikki. Says, taking a break from studying for midterms, just passing by. Oh, lovely. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for being here and paying attention to us. I appreciate it. And Excalibur says, now, much respect for covering OCD, Mehran. It's horrendous and has many types, all of them rooted in fear. Fear of going crazy, fear of danger, fear of being received as this, that. I used to have a teacher. He would come to school 15 minutes early than everyone and spend 10 minutes perfecting his car parking. It must be perfectly between the parking lines. Otherwise, he tries again. About 30 or 40 times. Yeah, classic OCD. If your upcoming OCD video is 3 hours, I will download the audio and listen to it while driving. Perfect trip. Companionship. Thank you, Excalibur. I think I will do that because there's so many millions of people out there who really are looking for answers, and they're misguided by their own thoughts. And we need to set the record straight and free them from all this nonsense. Nazra says, everybody, please like the video, please, because Mehran is awesome. Really, thanks, Mehran. Thank you, Nazra. My today's promotional manager, Nazra from New Jersey. Everybody. And Nazra says, Mehran, how can I purchase ebook? Just go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Click on the book that you like. You will see options of printed or ebook, and click on ebook. It's much cheaper, faster. And then you go to PayPal, you pay, and then you'll send it to your email. And if you ever had any problem with the link, didn't arrive or was broken or something, just send me an email, and I will send the 3 version of the book that you bought in Mobi, EPUB, and PDF file via email as soon as I see your email. So no worries there. Nazra says, Mehran, please don't touch your face. Please. Oh my God. No, I'm at home. It's all good. My hands are clean. There's nothing here. And don't worry about it. If you're not close to someone that has just sneezed or it's got droplets in the air, you shouldn't be worried about it. You're in your home. And thank you for that, though. Thank you for caring. I appreciate that. I love you too. Thank you so much. And John says, Mehran, John 29, Syracuse. Oh, did you get the email, John? I'm sorry that you got a little bit late, but as I explained it in the email, in the recording, it says John 29, Syracuse. I got your email today, but unfortunately she wasn't returning my call. I called her like OCD bad, and now I'm blocked again, and I don't think she'll coming back at all. This is what happens when you guys become too interested. People are not so confident. The image you have made of them as being a goddess and know-it-all and not needing you or not needing anything, and they don't even shit or they don't even eat, they don't need nothing, is bullshit. They're human beings, and the more you're available to them, you're empowering them to think too much of themselves when they're not. Just be normal. You don't have to call them 100 times. You don't have to do anything. If they want to break up, fuck it. Let them break up. Have a little respect for yourself. Grow a pair. Otherwise, everybody is going to have you on on the leash. Why do you call her that much? You have to have this understanding that if she's showing you hello, then you respond hello. Don't say hello, let me take you to lunch. No. If you want to be really generous, say hello, how are you? That's it. That's the rhythm. Because who do you think she is? Another biological entity? Not sure of herself, lack of security, just like you. It's another human being. Same stuff that you are feeling, she's feeling. But your desire makes her feel like, oh, she's a god. She doesn't need anything. She doesn't need me. She can have anybody. What do you think? She's a robot? She has feelings. She got to have a connection. Give him a little bit more credit. At the same time, as you don't give him much credit, give him a little bit credit. If I'm confusing you, that's the plan. So, so, Sino says, Mehran, they always discussed her relationship with this guy. Okay. So what? Doesn't mean shit. Look, just have a little respect for yourself. If this girl is anything, listen, this is a great test. If she doesn't contact you, and if she's whatever, happy or whatever, it takes so little for her to be happy. It takes her a little asshole to make her happy. That's not the kind of girl that you want to be with. That's how you should look at it. I sound like an Irish. What you guys doing to me? Laddie. So, I want you guys to have a little confidence in yourself and have a little bit of respect for yourself, have a little bit of standards for yourself. Just because somebody says, oh, she's having fun, or she puts a picture up, she's laughing, or whatever the hell, it doesn't matter. These are all disqualifying points for her, not qualifying. If she actually pays attention to this idiot, then that's her level. But if you want to go lower and lower and lower the bar just so you can please your desire, then you're in trouble, not with this girl, but any girl. You do what we planned, what we talked about, not about the letter, about you, the better version of you, because you want to. Not because of her or anybody else, because you see this is something that you should be modifying. And you continue the stuff that you think it's going to bring a better version of you. And you do that for you, for the love of you, because you're the most important person in the world, in your mind, for your life. That's the truth. Nothing exists unless you actually keep it together. Everything matters because you are there. If you're not there, nothing that you think matters would matter, because you are the one that gives matter to matters. Yeah. So you continue doing whatever it is that you're doing for your own purposes. And if this girl is anything that supposedly values the relationship you guys had, then you will assess her qualifications. If she's not, behaves the way that guy suggests or whatever, let it be. And if that guy ever calls you again, say, listen, I'm sure she's a grown-up woman and she makes her own decisions, and don't call me ever again. That's it. I know who you are, what you're after. That's between her and you. And don't disturb me ever again. That's the end of it. And don't try to find anything about her from your other friends. Just live your life. Let the word go around that Sino doesn't give a shit. Like, not that because he says he doesn't give a shit or he's arrogant or bad mouthing. No, because he's just busy with his own thing. I bet you she's asking about you too, but nobody has anything to say because you don't let others understand how you feel. That's how you should be behaving. Don't tell this guy anything ever, or anybody for that matter. Nobody. Just become tight-lipped. Do your life. Live your life. And Sina says they're just friends, Mehran. I think he really thinks he's helping by telling me this, as he has mutual friends and seems he's making out she's going with one of them, not him. Whatever. The fact remains the same. If she goes out with somebody else within that week or 2 or 3 or even a month or 2, I apologize if that's gonna offend you, but she's an idiot. And then you are not really having enough respect for yourself. If she's decent or understands, or as she pretends she's wise and mature, then she'll behave differently and contact you and would want to see if you guys can patch it up. And if she doesn't, then you don't want to be with someone who doesn't understand that this could be patched up. And in my opinion, you're the better end of the stick. You will have a better life if you're not with her. You are her ticket. She's not yours. She's not your ticket. You are her ticket to get her somewhere. You look at it this way. In every way, you can fix whatever it is that you want to fix in yourself. That's a given, for sure, 100%. And you know what I'm talking about. Just make some modifications, your lifestyle, and whatever it is that you think, you'll stop smoking. However, she doesn't have the stuff that you have. Neither the education, nor the money, nor the job, the security and all that. So you're a far better catch than she is if you want to look at it economically, negotiation-wise. You got a lot more to offer than she does. But you don't see that. Why? Because you're hung up on your desire. If you handle that, then you can see it clear that you're in the driver's seat. Whether she comes back to you or she doesn't, you're still in the driver's seat. And that's what you should be focusing. Regardless of what she wants to do. It's not up to her. Your life is not up to her. Stop thinking that way. Stop thinking that your desire is the leader in your life. The leader of the pack is not desire, is not ego, is not fear. The leader of the pack of your psyche is you, your center. And that's how it will remain. Which means you can walk away from anything and still make another thing, as it has before. Don't fall in the same routine as before. You're now more experienced in that. John says, now I feel like she thinks I'm just a psycho, but I guess it's my own fault. Yes, it is your goddamn fault. Why'd you mess it up like that? Do not shadow girls. Do not leave them alone. Give them space, because just they're made differently. And you're a gentleman. You want to leave them to do their own decision making. You want to stick that because you guys were together for 5 years. What the hell is that? Just because you were together 5 years, that doesn't mean you're going to be, that's enough justification for to be together tomorrow as well. Tomorrow could be just another start. for both of you. You guys are dynamically changing, so that change could have happened anytime. But you're rushing. Let's be like the last 5 years, because you're looking for security and order. Stop that. Bring that order and security within you through your own personal life and through your own personal mechanical processes, the things that you do. Create a new order rather than trying to get hair back so you can have the same order, so you can feel comfortable just as it is in your memory. Don't. Grow a pair, have balls, and start new order. And if she wants to be part of the new order, okay, maybe. If not, forget it, because you're not thinking right. Both of you are thinking about your hormones and your desires. Intimacy is all in your faces. Take that out and see what she's bringing to the table. Then you start seeing it clear that, hey, what she's bringing to the table, if I take my desire out, I can have it from anybody else as well. There's so many other available. Maybe it takes time, but that's okay. Definitely, just because I can't find the right suit to match me doesn't mean I got to buy any suit that is out there that doesn't even fit me. Same thing. Just because you can't find the right girl right now, it may take time, doesn't make her qualified suddenly. You know, unless you're looking for the eye of desire, then you're not looking at anything but you know what. Don't do that. Neither one of you. All right. Olin Relic says, hi, Mehran, 47 male, Wisconsin. Hello, Olin. Good to see you, dear. Chris says, Mehran, can you please answer my question above? Oh, is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is the question? Chris. Oh. Chris says, I feel like I need to redeem myself for what happened with my ex, for my self-conscious and self-esteem, confidence. And what happened? And Chris says, well, that wasn't a question, Chris, was it? Chris says, it takes a toll on my mental health and causes me to drink more often. Any suggestion, Mary? Yes, first thing you do, you don't bloody drink, because that's all it does. It takes you out of the reality for a second. You don't even feel that you want to solve anything. You just feel good. And because you feel good, you don't feel the need to address anything or take any actions. And then in order, because it's illusory, when the effect runs, wears off, you want to feel the same. And the only way for that, because you didn't really solve anything or took any action towards your advancements or moving on, then you want to feel the same, then you're going to go drink again, because that's the only way you can feel. So that cycle will continue. You become an alcoholic if you're not already. So first thing you do to bring your confidence back is very easy. Stop drinking. Stop the bloody drinking. Then you get your confidence back just by being able to resist that. And you're going to build that confidence right from there. Then you start thinking about, okay, now I got to build my life, the stuff that I want to do, make more money or educate myself more or learn about things that I want to learn. And then that will give you a little bit more confidence. And collectively, you will have this persona of exuding confidence feeling. That will attract other possibilities out there. And other women would be finding you interesting, because you're emanating that confidence from inside independently. Not because you need a substance, not because she's around you, or not. Just by yourself. And you become the center of attention by the ones who are looking for good energy. And everybody is. Whether they know it or not, we are always attracted to a good energy. A good friend with a good energy. There's so many people around, but we don't choose them as friends unless they have good energy. And there's so many women around. We don't choose them as girlfriends or pursue them unless we feel good energy. Yeah, their looks too, but good energy as well. So, All right, where were we? Guys, I better see at least 22 likes here. You know what? Because at one time we were 22 here. Dudley says, hi, Mehran. Hello, Dudley. Olin says, hope all is well. Just listening, trying to block out nightly anxiety of bad times in the news. Yeah, I know. Just it's time to stop watching them, constantly trying to brainwash us that there's doomsday, doomsday. I don't know what the real intention of the intensity of this is. So suddenly happened all around the world. Who knows? I hope that virus is destroyed. John says, honestly, I honestly just think I'm codependent on her. Any advice on codependency? Yeah, get rid of it. Just because you feel certain way, you feel you're codependent, doesn't mean you should remain codependent. Get your ass off of the ground and stop being codependent, because if you say you're codependent, then you stay codependent. You're not codependent. Why should you be? If you were, stop being. Regain your control on your life. Regain your freedom. What's good to be codependent when your person that you're codependent on doesn't give a shit or can change her mind any day? Why should you be dangling on someone else's whims and wishes or decisions in order to feel good, and if she doesn't, you feel bad? Then what kind of freedom is that? People are dying around the world to be free, and you want to be co-independent? I don't care what shape it and form it comes, girlfriend or boss or whatever the hell it is. You can't be codependent on anything but yourself. That was a woman. That was a woman monkey, but it's supposed to be a gorilla. Remember, caveman time, we were something. Do that. Do that in your home and bring that caveman move in you. You'll be fine. All right. All right. Who else? What else is here? Sina said, I already said too much to that idiot too already, saying I wanted to reach out to make peace. But yeah. Okay, good. Good. You're the boss, you know. You are your own man. Nobody, I don't care if you're a man or woman listening to this, nobody should become someone that takes your freedom away if they don't want to be with you. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, that's their prerogative. But don't think just because they don't want to be with you that it's taken anything away from you. You're still that same wonderful person. You build your own life. Become that gorilla that we've always been at one time. Remember? You'll all be okay. All right. What do we have here? Excalibur says it's very late here, so time to sleep, Mehran. Enjoyed my stay here greatly. Do you go live daily? What time? If so, well, I really don't know what time, because it depends on what's available here. Because if somehow there's a suggestion that we can go for a walk or we can go for bubble tea if it's open or something to do, so I would like to do that then afterwards. So I don't really know exactly what time, but maybe pretty much the same time. It looks like a good time. If I start at 5 or 6, that should be good. Yeah, looks like 2 hours. So 5:30 maybe tomorrow. I'll try. I hope. And I put an announcement on my Facebook, Mind That Seeks Truth Facebook page, If you guys haven't gone on my page on Facebook, go on my page, Mind That Seeks Truth, on Facebook page, and I'll put the announcement there, and or the ones who are already on my personal page, you can also see the signs that I put up there. Olin says, always appreciate your wisdom. My pleasure, Olin. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. Nazra says, Mehran, did you see my question? Please answer me. Thanks. No, dear, I didn't. Says, I'm next to Hug. You mean H-U-G? Hug? Okay, let me find it. The last thing I see from you says, Mehran, please don't touch your face. I did answer that. And then the one before that, how can I purchase ebook? I mentioned that as well, that you go on my site. And then before there's everyone, please like the videos. I appreciate that. And then, says Mehran, I always had mild OCD, but nowadays also experience anxiety. So my question is those can be combined or what? Yeah, of course. OCD is anxiety driven. Anyhow. I guess I should have that booklet that I have prepared. I don't know how many pages it is. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's 10, 15, 20 pages. Maybe more. I don't know. But maybe I should have that in PDF and have it available on my site. And maybe to help the channel, I put a small nominal price on it so everybody can have it. That's a pretty complete thing, but I don't know when I will get to do it. But the video that I will make maybe help. But anyhow, OCD is an anxiety-driven problem, and it always brings anxiety. In fact, can you guys say yes or no? Just either put one or just say yes or no to this question. We want to do some exercise together. Would everybody like to get a piece of paper for a second? Piece of paper and a pen or pencil. Just say yes or no. I gotta have enough people want to say yes to do it. Otherwise, we won't do it. We'll just move on. There's 17 of us here. I want to see if I get 17. There are 2 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it got to be piece of paper and pen, not computer or something. Piece of paper and pen. The 8 people out of 18. Where's the other 10? 9. Everybody should answer, whether yes or no. I gotta have answer from everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are we actually here? Rashid says no. Okay. So 9 to 1. There's 17 of us here. How come only 10 people have responded? Where are the other 7? Are you guys sleeping? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're not really 17 people here. There's 8 of us. All right. The ones who actually said yes, please go get a piece of paper and a pen. What do you mean they're lazy, Rashid? You said no. Who's lazy then? Nick says, Kia ora, Matua Mehran. Kia ora, dear Nick. How are you, dear? So has everybody responded? No, not really. Only 9 of you, 10 of you. The ones who want to do this little exercise with me, just get a piece of paper and a pencil and say yes if you want us to do this exercise. This is about OCD and anxiety. Just very quick exercise. Just get a piece of paper, Chris, and a pen if you want to participate, and then I'll go through it. Just takes about less than a minute. Thank you, Nick. Yeah. All right, Rashid. Good for you. That's my boy. So when everybody is ready, just put a 1 there. 1. That means you're all ready. You got a piece of paper and a pen. Click 1. There it is. 1 person is ready. 1, 1. Okay, 3 people, 4 people, 5, 6, 7. There were 2 more people who said yes, so what happened to them? They're getting pen. Okay, 8. All right. Looks like that's as many as they have. All right. Okay. This is what I want you guys to do. On the paper, before I say it, I want to explain to you that OCD is basically, the content of it is irrelevant. The topic is irrelevant because it's all false. It's absolutely has no value. It's untrue. But how you react to this is the problem that brings the anxiety. And when the anxiety is there, the brain doesn't realize that this is not true. To brain, something that you think and the actuality of it happening is the same. That's why you get that reaction that you get that drives you nuts. And then you want to find out why, which actually there is no answer to be had because that thing is not true. And you don't need to look for answer, but you're looking for a logical answer, which OCD mind keeps going with it, which is the trouble. But the brain doesn't understand the difference between what the thought is and what the actuality is. It reacts in the same way. Now, the exercise. I want you to pick up your pen or pencil and on the paper, write, I hope, and then the name of the person that you love the most in the world. And then write, dies tonight. And how many of you reacted and completed the sentence? Some of you probably stopped writing. Some of you crossed the name. Some of you got a shock. What? Never. And that simply tells you that you reacted with anxiety to something that was never true and would have never happened. And if you had completed that, you would have even, some of you maybe called tonight, find out if that person is alive. I didn't cause that because you have a hard time. Your brain is in a way that cannot understand that there is no threat because the brain reacts to a threat, whether suggested or actuality, illusory or actuality, in the same way. So your job is to understand that this is not real to begin with. Like when you sleep and you dream and you wake up with such amazing uncomfortable feelings, scared or sweating. But it was a dream, wasn't it? Nothing true. You were sleeping, but the brain doesn't know. What it sees, it reacts as if it's real. How come you accept that when you're sleeping and it's a dream? That everything is okay. It was a dream. It's not true. It's not, everything is okay. But when you actually are awake and you know, but you believe it and you react. But it's exactly like the dream. It's a dream, a pop-up idea. Nonsense. It scared you and you reacted in sweating and all that. And the same thing in intrusive, transient OCD thought. But once you focus that the brain doesn't understand the difference between reality and actuality and falsehood, it reacts the same way. And just because it has reacted, that's not an evidence that that idea, that intrusive thought is true or is correct. That's the reaction you get even in a dream. That's a reaction you get even when you want to write the name of your loved one and say, I hope it dies or she dies. You can't do that. And the same way, if you're driving with your car in a sunny road and suddenly you see a big boulder right in front of the road and you don't know where to go, this way, that way, and before you know it, you just put on a brake, you react. And when you get closer, you see it was just a piece of paper. Sunshine was reflecting on it and it was making it seem like a boulder. But you didn't have time. You reacted to as if it was real. These illusions for the brain, there are lots of malfunctions and illusory misunderstandings to the brain that happens. But some of them you have a explanation for it, like, oh, it was a dream. And you say, oh, and that's the end of it. Even if you have OCD, when you dream something bad, when you wake up, you realize reality and you're okay. But when you're not sleeping and it conjures up something pop up in your mind, a transient, intrusive thoughts about anything, harm, OCD, that you're going to kill someone or you're going to harm someone, you're going to push someone over the to the railroad in front of the train, or if you're going to be gay, if you're having a homosexual OCD or intrusive thought about that you're going to become gay or have been gay, or maybe you're denying all that shit. You believe a thought that has no basis, but has created the anxiety, and because the anxiety has created that feeling, and you take that as an evidence that because I reacted to it, it must be true. No. Was that boulder in the street real that you reacted to? No. Was a dream real that you reacted to? No. Was this that you wrote down, I hope someone that you love is going to die tonight. Was that real that you stopped writing? No. And that is how you should treat the OCD. Don't give a damn about it. It's all illusory. When you understand that and separate your thoughts from you, then you will treat it as something that is just nonsense. I don't have to pay attention to it. I don't care how my anxiety makes me react to it, because I react to anything, even if I'm sleeping. So that is not an evidence that that thought can ever be true at all. All right. Now let's see. John says, I hesitated. All right. Milomiko, okay. And Olin says, I stopped. Chris says, I hesitated. I still wrote it low. Yeah, you're a bastard. Call them up, see if they're alive. Yeah, right. I was just joking. I didn't mean you're a bastard. Just something came out. And Nazra says, I did stop. Written because my heart started racing. There we go. And Abhi says, great piece of saying. SM says, maybe people are afraid it would run into a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's all nonsense, all thoughts. Rashid says, I wrote the whole phrase with the name of my loved ones, but I cut the papers. One way or another, you reacted. So you can see now what I'm trying to say. The reaction to a thought pop-up, or intrusive thoughts, or a dream, it doesn't mean that the dream or the pop-up intrusive thought is or can ever be true. It's a fucking thought. Separate yourself from thought, and you. Thought is not you. You're not thought. And you were decided and created way before thought part of you was. So it has nothing to do with you being who you are, having given you what you are, and nothing to do with taking it away ever. It's a thought. Treat it as nonsense. You're the boss. You're the judge. Only you. Judge of all these things. Seeing, thoughts, whatever. You're the boss, not the thought. Thought is nonsense. All right. Bradley says, makes so much sense. Thank you. You're quite welcome. Nazra says, now you explained to us. I feel better already. Good. Oleg says, thank you. I understand. Good. Now, on that note, guys, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes and 53, 54, 55 seconds and going. So it's time for me to end our discussion tonight and our live streaming, and tell you that I love you all and thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I'll try to stay with you every day if I can. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.